Welcome to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. It's a nice, cloudless, blue sky day out here. Hot, though, heat advisory out. Another day where it'll be 96, 97 degrees with a heat index of 105. Galen Unall joins us as he does every day from Life South. Brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and just shipped. Galen, on a day like today, we need to remind people, even though we're Floridians and we understand the heat, you got to stay hydrated. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Tom. How are you?
Hydrated.
Good. I mean, come on, we can deal with this. What I can't deal is Canadians in the left lane this morning.
Oh. You know, lucky for me, I get on the interstate early enough, and I come, by the way, I'm addicted to Alexa, okay, let's be honest. So I get out of the shower every morning, I go, Alexa, what time is it? She tells me, dummy, it's 8 minutes before since the last time you asked me right before you got in the shower. She's saying that to me now because that's how she treats me.
Sure.
Then I go,
Sure.
What's the weather? She literally said this morning, the weather in your area is hot. There's a heat advisory. Be careful out there. The commute to work today is about 23 minutes via SR 326 and I-75. Your commute is clear. I've never had her say your commute's got a problem because I leave early enough in the morning. You don't have that luxury. You always end up running into some kind of problem on your commute.
Yeah, and I will tell you that the 326 exit has become a real problem.
Not at 6:30 in the morning.
Day.
Not at 6:30 in the morning.
Well, I can tell you, every time I pass it now, there's like a backup because of trucks getting on and trucks getting off. It's a real problem. And then you mix that in with this two Canadians who are pacing each other with a truck on the inside. So I got a Canadian from Ontario in the middle and a Canadian from Nova Scotia on the left lane. And they are pacing each other at a solid 71 miles an hour. And that's as fast as they could possibly go.
Don't you just, in that situation, doesn't the thought of bump drafting get into your mind?
Oh, absolutely. You could flash her as much as you want. It's not going to change anything.
No.
It's a Canadian.
Well, they don't understand flashing.
Sorry. No.
They don't understand flashing. To them, flashing is something that's done in a trench coat out in front of somebody's window at night.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway. Traffic.
But yeah, well, and you commute a little farther than I do. I commute 16 miles. You commute 16 miles before you ever get to the interstate.
Right. It's true.
True. And the first 5 miles of your commute might be the worst roadway. Because 200's worse, but 17th might be the second worst roadway in Marion County.
Believe it or not, since they got the Osceola, what do they call that? Osceola Boulevard?
Yeah.
And people have found it. That has changed the pattern. And 200 isn't as bad now. So, yeah.
Well, I do. We had this discussion yesterday about, I have a friend of mine who, by the way, was a helicopter fighter pilot, okay?
Okay.
Who refuses to turn left across 40 or roads like that because safety is paramount. Will literally turn out. Let's say you're on the. Let's say you're at the Taco Bell on 40, right?
Yeah.
He will turn. His office is in downtown. He will turn right and go down to 25th. Turn right, go to Fort King. Turn right and take Fort King back into downtown instead of taking a left out of Taco Bell on the 40.
Wow, but there's a medium.
There's a center lane there you can get into.
Yeah, people don't properly know how to use that lane, I have found.
No, they don't. They don't know you can pull into it. You don't have to pull into into the traffic flow that you're trying to go that direction. You can pull across 2 lanes, get in the middle lane, and then wait for an opening in the 2 lanes in the direction you want to go. People don't do. Yesterday, I'm coming down 40. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So what's going on 40 at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? Lunch. A guy pulls out of the Taco Bell. He's in a quad cab pickup truck, big truck. Pulls out of the Taco Bell parking lot, across the 2 lanes of traffic, and stops with his truck still straight across with the front of his truck in the turn lane, waiting for the traffic of the other 2 lanes to clear so he can then finish making his turn. I'm like, moron, I'm laying on the horn. He's telling me I'm number 1. And he has no idea he's the idiot in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's not how you use the medium. That's a perfect example. I mean, you pull the whole car in there. You could drive in the medium for like 4 or 5 miles.
By the way, that lane is a little wider than the normal lanes on the road.
Correct. Absolutely. Come on.
Yeah, but
he better, people.
I do have to give him credit, though, this guy that was in the truck. And I won't tell you what work truck it was because that would be wrong. But it was an electrician's truck. I'll just give you that. I did have to give him credit for one thing, though. He did know I was number 1. He did look at me. He probably recognized me and told me I was number 1. So that's something.
Yeah, there you go.
That is something.
Yes.
But I'm amazed. Here's the thing. How many people? I want you to, as a guy who doesn't gamble, because I'm a degenerate, but you don't gamble. So.
Well, I don't gamble as much as you.
Yeah, I'm a degenerate. We just established that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And that's a degenerate gambler, folks. Okay, calm down with the other things you're thinking about. So I'm really talking to you now, Galen. So.
Yeah. I'm very judgmental.
Well, let's be honest. You kind of are. How many people set the over/under on a percentage of how many people you think that if we sat them down right now without any warning, sat them down right now, and gave them the written test they passed at 15, how many could pass it?
Ooh, what is passing? Is it like 70%?
Whatever the passing was that you had to get your driver's license, your learner's permit.
Well, let's just set that at 70%.
Okay.
Right. How many of the current people driving
without any warning, you just pull them over and say,
without any warning,
take this test right now.
Get a 70.
Yeah. And if you don't, your license is revoked.
Oh, I'd say around 65% is what I would set the over/under at.
I'm taking the under on that.
All right. Well, what would you set it at?
No. Is that 65% pass or fail?
Yeah, 65% pass.
Yeah, I'm taking the under on that. I think less than 65% would pass.
Like a lot of the roads. Yeah, the road signs can be obscure.
Here's the other thing.
The road signs are obscure, and let's be clear. Some of the bus language that's in there, you just get lost.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
something as elementary as a 4-way stop would throw people for a loop.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Throw them for a loop.
If you're all time. Yeah. You know what? You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. It's probably in the 40s.
I saw a guy run the 4-way stop at the big hammock area right there where Mojo's used to be and the lunchbox was. Sure. They took that light down, and that's a 4-way stop. Guy was coming down Fort King. Down Fort King, ran right through the stop sign. Okay, I slam on my brakes. This is like last Friday or Saturday. I slam on my brakes. I see the guy at the farmer's market later in the morning. I know the guy. When he ran through the stop sign, I know the guy. So I kind of laughed. I seen him coming. I stopped. It wasn't a laughing matter, but I get to the guy. I go, bro, you blew through the stop sign on Fort King. He goes, the 4-way stop? I go, yeah. He goes, no, I stopped there. I go, no, you didn't. He goes, yeah, the one at City Hall I stopped at.
Wow.
So I'm guessing he doesn't even realize there's a 4-way stop at Fort King and Magnolia.
I'm moving. Yeah. Yeah, and I can't stand the people who are the waivers.
Oh, yeah. They want to, come on. No, I'm not coming on. You got there first. You do it like it's supposed to go and come through the stop sign.
And have you ever had anybody in your car wave for you?
No. I don't have anybody in my car. My wife sits over there reading her phone. She doesn't touch the radio. She doesn't try to give any signals. I'll look up. I'll say, honey, how's it look coming your way? She does do, like yesterday, she goes, there's a truck coming very fast. We should wait. And this truck blew down 25th Avenue at like 60 miles an hour in a 30. I was like, that's a good call. Good call.
Well, I had a work person in my car, and we were sitting at a there was a light, right? And there was somebody who was trying to get into the street. And
waved them out of a private parking lot in front of you into traffic?
Yeah,
no, sir.
But I was like, you know,
What just happened?
I don't remember. I was looking forward. I think I was past it, right? I was past the point. I'm like, okay, I would have let him in, but I'm too far now. Because it was that stop and go stuff. Well, apparently my coworker just waved him in. And I went, oh my gosh! I'm like, oh, I waved him in. And because they're a coworker, I just looked at him. I said, that's probably not a good idea.
Good night. Yeah, I can't do that. Hey, by the way, as we go to break, I want to tell you there was a big oops in California on Monday. A service station accidentally, without realizing it, although they say now they're looking into it to see if a employee purposely did it, but the service station didn't catch it for 3.5 hours. They sold gas for 69 cents a gallon.
Nice. Nice. They should put a sticker of that kid, whoever did it.
I did that.
I did that. That guy's a Robin Hood. He's a modern-day Robin
Hood. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. More with Galen Unoff from Life South at this time out. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Nirvana Medical Spa is Ocala's premier medical spa, home to a variety of non-invasive corrective laser treatments and facials. Besides filler, neurotoxin, laser hair, we offer PRP, tattoo removal, body contouring, vaginal rejuvenation, urinary incontinence, and men's sexual health. Become a better, brighter, happier you at Nirvana Medical Spa.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Thursday, Galen Unall from Life South joins us. He does every day. Brought to you by Just Shipped, Penn Flooring, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Well, Galen, I got good news, pal.
Yeah. All right.
The opening round is underway at Brookline. Colin
Let's talk about it.
Colin Morikawa through 2 is 1 under. John Rahm through 2 is even, and Jordan Spieth through 2 is 1 over. So it's up, it's going. The U.S. Open at Brookline, and by the way, Brookline, we talked about earlier this year. We talked about where if we had to come up with 8 or 9 stops, and that's the only place, like the Open Championship in Europe, in England, only plays, in Great Britain, only plays a series of like 8 courses or 10 courses.
6, all right.
6, 8, something like that. And we said, you and I picked ours. Brookline made both of our list as a spot that should get recurring U.S. Opens. Because this setting, Brookline, again, the U.S. Open is less about the golf and more about how they try to get around a fantastic venue. And Brookline goes down as a fantastic venue.
Let's see how Brookline does this weekend, right? Because a lot of times, this is a course every player out there knows. Let's see what it ends up being the final round, because they struggle a few times with these courses with the players know it so well. It needs to be less than 5 under, right? You would agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm curious, if it stays under that, then we're good, right? But it could very, very easily go to like 11 under here.
Have you seen? I watched last night. I was watching the Golf Channel last night. If the ball is not, some of these guys that bomb it and don't worry about where the ball goes.
No.
You put the ball in the rough at Brookline. I saw that rough.
You're dead.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care how strong Bryson DeChambeau is.
No.
He's not coming out of there and hitting the ball 180 yards out of that rough. It's not happening.
You know who would win the U.S. Open if he was in his prime right now? Corey Pavin would lap the field.
Because he never missed a fairway.
No. And,
oh, wait. Corey Pavin just hit another fairway.
I mean, he's at the range, and he hits it within 2 yards of the win. I stood behind him at the range one time at the Players, and I think he hit like 5 shots in a row where the ball landed in the exact same spot. Now, it wasn't far. He would have struggled in today's game with so much distance. But a weekend like this, I'll guarantee you he would shoot 1 to 2 under par.
Let me ask you this question. Should you take into anything that the USGA makes its reigning champ tee off in the first group at 7:18 in the morning?
I love it. I love it. You know why? And this is why they do it. And I think it's brilliant. That means tomorrow, Friday night, we get home from work, and guess who's basically in prime time?
John Rahm.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets his just due of all day tomorrow on TV. They remind you, and here's your reigning U.S. Open champion, John Rahm, on the third fairway.
Right. I love it. And then Jordan Spieth will be there. It's fantastic. Who you got this week? Give me 3 guys. Give me 3 names.
Well, it's hard to not put Scheffler in the group because Scheffler's just.
Really, Scotty? All right.
I like Scotty a lot.
Of course, it's a course for him because he's not a long hitter.
Because he's not a long hitter, but he's accurate. Driver. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that Spieth could get on a run and make and do it. But you know who I really think is? You know who I think is the guy? Because he's so vocal about how great the PGA Tour is versus all the other tours, and he told Charles Schwartzel, your win didn't mean anything and all. I think this is a put up or shut up week for Rory Mcilroy.
I don't think Rory Mcilroy makes the cut.
I think he wins the golf tournament.
Isn't that interesting? Well, I just think that Rory is. I don't know if he's past his prime. Maybe the LIV refocused him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. I think it refocused him to show. Go to that junior tour or whatever you want to do. This is where real golf is played, and let me show you how it's played. I firmly believe him, JT, Colin Morikawa, I believe they all have that mindset.
I don't think Justin Thomas has a chance of winning.
No, I don't either. But I think that the Live Golf Tour has re-energized them into showing you, go to that second-rate tour for the money. We're still the best golfers in the world, and here's why.
If there's one guy you want to watch today, if you could only watch one guy, I think we'd all watch Rory.
Oh, yeah.
Because if there's a story that's going to unfold, it's the Rory McIlroy story.
Certainly.
And by the way, if he wins, it'll be the biggest win in his career. Think about that. Because of the LIV.
Because of the LIV and everything, and his comments about,
That's right.
Hey, he's all in on that.
There's
You
no
made
doubt.
a terrible decision, and I'm not
That's
good
right.
with it. I'm not good with it at all. And if you
That's
don't
right.
like that, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Is Rory McIlroy.
That's right.
He's all in on his disdain for the LIV.
Yeah, and I like Brooksy this week. I think Koepka's got a real chance.
But his brother doesn't.
No. I will tell you, I think the sleeper pick is our Ocala's own Louis Hazen.
Yeah,
I
he's really
he's
good.
so accurate.
He is accurate.
He's so accurate, and nothing bothers him. You could go up to Louis right now and say, "Hey, you know what? Your car is on fire in the parking lot." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
There is one
that'll be
thing
taken
he said.
care of.
He was asked that in an interview by the Ocala newspaper, how he stays so even keeled. He said, "The only thing I worry, the only thing that gets me, is if my family's in danger, or if my family's horses are in danger."
At least he got the order right. Yeah.
So, hey,
Yeah.
you know, look, cocky is part of this game. Can we agree on that? Cocky.
And confidence. If you're not confident, you're not winning.
Right.
You're not winning.
And that's part of this game. Look, Tiger Woods exuded it the whole time he played. Jack Nicklaus exuded it. Arnold Palmer, Phil Mickelson, when he was at his best, exuded it. They all do. But not as much, you know, is it confidence or is it just arrogance about what James Piot did earlier in the week? Have you heard about this? We got about a minute to go in this segment. The 23-year-old James Piot.
I didn't hear this one.
23-year-old James Piot, who is a very he's a good amateur, and he's now a pro, and he's on the LIV. He's one of those young kids that came out of college and went right to the LIV. He shows up at the U.S. Open. He's qualified for the U.S. Open. Shows up at the U.S. Open decked out in LIV garb. Doing his practice round, decked out
Love it.
in
Love
LIV
it.
garb.
Love it. Good for him. Look, they're paying me. Yeah, good for them. I'd come out there with the LIV all over my chest.
He did. Oh no, he was wearing an LIV jumper and everything. It was fantastic.
Love it.
Fantastic. And because the PGA Tour is not in charge, USGA is.
Well, what are they going to say?
Nothing. You qualified. You can play.
You just can't wear shorts.
Just can't wear
That's
shorts.
pretty much all they care about.
We'll take a break. We'll be back more with Galen Unal after this time out on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA. The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
2 American veterans from Alabama who are helping Ukraine fight against Russia are missing amid reports they've been captured by Russian-backed separatists. Relatives of 27-year-old Andy Hwin and 39-year-old Alexander Druk have been in contact with the state's congressional offices seeking information about the men's whereabouts. If confirmed, they would be the first U.S. citizens taken into custody after going to Ukraine's aid. The Supreme Court on Wednesday dismissed an effort by attorneys general to mount a legal defense of a Trump-era immigration restriction, directed federal immigration authorities to deny U.S. entry and green card requests of immigrants who are likely to become reliant on government money. Retired U.S. District Judge Vanessa Gilmore on CBS News.
The justices were not going to actually address the merits of that issue, whether or not the public charge law was constitutional or not.
USA Radio News.
Progressive is America's #1 motorcycle insurer, so we understand motorcycles. No, really, we have a bike translator.
Okay, so this bike says she is struggling with her place in the motorcycle community. Well, she says she hasn't peaked yet, but she's having a little epiphany, okay? Oh, that maybe life itself is the peak. Interesting. In my experience, I found that... Oh, so I just translate. Not allowed to have opinions. Got it.
Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you work remote, Staples has you covered.
A mid-mod desk chair to rejuvenate my ho-hum workspace.
Staples has you covered.
A place to put my papers so I can be more productive.
A storage cabinet that I can roll out of the way on weekends.
Staples has you covered with remote workspace solutions. And now get 25% off storage and filing products, chair mats, decor, and lighting with the purchase of an office chair or desk. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples, the working and learning store. N72, in-store only.
People here are raving about QC Kinetics and how regenerative medicine has changed their life. People like Helen, an avid mountain climber who got sidelined when an accident left her knees in constant pain.
I was not able to train or do really anything on my knee.
Helen was told surgery would be her only option. But then she found QC Kinetics and was treated with natural biologics designed to repair and restore tissue in her knees. 3 months later, she was climbing the highest mountain in North America.
I got a very quick resolution to my pain. I began treatment in March, and I summited Denali June the 7th. It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
Get your life back with lasting results. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Things are heating up at Blockers Furniture in Ocala. Hot deals and summertime savings in every department. Their over 80,000 square foot showroom is full of savings like queen storage bed dresser and mirror sets starting as low as $19 per month. Sofas starting as low as $13 per month. And all Palliser furniture is 25% off. And outdoor furniture too, 25% off. And the mattress gallery has mattresses starting as low as $3.99. See Blockers for full offer details. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, Ocala. Online at blockersfurniture.com.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Thursday, Galen Unall from Life South joins us. He does it every day, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and just shipped. Galen, yesterday, the College of Central Florida held a baseball camp. Marty Smith, the head baseball coach of the CF Patriots, who made it all the way to the JUCO College World Series this year, was hosting the clinic for his 28th to 26th time, I believe, is what he said. You know something about youth sports. You've been involved with youth sports for a very long time. How important is it? You know, everybody knows that going to a cool, you know, you go to University of Florida's baseball camp, you go to University of Miami, or you go to University of Tennessee. But how good is it that the College of Central Florida offers a camp and the kids in our area, you know, it's very well attended every year. They go to it every year. Good instruction given. I've known Marty since we were in high school together, but how important is it that there is a camp with a quality baseball program right here in our backyard?
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think we have several of those level of camps. Like back when CF had a basketball team, they used to have a great basketball camp.
Tim Ryan used to host a great basketball camp.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's huge. You got to develop the next level.
And with all the stuff that goes on, you know, people talk about the mega sport for our area. Look, we know that horse racing is a big sport for our area. But for people sports, I would say that until fast got here, now it looks like swimming's going to enter into the equation as a huge sport draw for the Ocala, Marion County area. But it was easy to say that volleyball in the last 10 years had been the cornerstone, or at least it seems to me, volleyball had been the cornerstone sport for, you know, quality, national quality sports and everything was volleyball. But baseball is not very far behind because they do some amazing things at Rotary with the tournaments they throw at Rotary and everything. I mean, they've had the Babe Ruth World Championships there. They've had right now they have the 10 and under and the 12 and under World Championships qualifiers. Plus, I think the 10 and under World Championship will be there this year. I mean, baseball is a big deal in this area.
Oh yeah, and you're right. That Rotary complex, it's fantastic. The fields are always great quality, and they get some high-level tournaments. I still think football is king, but yeah, you're right. And we have some great volleyball in the area.
Amazing volleyball in the area. I mean, you see girls that get scholarships all over the country. To universities everywhere that come out of the volleyball programs here in Marion County. It was my first introduction to how big volleyball is as a youth sport was moving to Marion County. I didn't realize how big, you know, and by the way, if you'd have had daughters, you'd have got them in volleyball.
Oh well, or fast pitch softball.
Right.
By the way, both of which are pretty outstanding. Or swimming. I think you're absolutely right.
Speaking of swimming,
you're right. Fast is incredible.
Have you been out there and seen Fast? Have you toured the place?
I've seen it from the street, but I haven't gotten a tour. I am open to it.
Let me tell you something. Until you walk inside the facility and see it's kind of like you can see it. And I hate to compare it this way, but this is what I felt like when I walked in and saw the place for the first time. I had an idea of what it would look like. When I walked into it, it stopped me in my tracks, and I went, "Oh dear God, there's no way I could envision what the inside of this looks like." And I've only had that feeling one other time in my lifetime, and that's when I turned off of Magnolia, and there you were next to the driving range at the Masters. I went, "Oh my God, that driving range is better than any golf course I've ever played in my life." So I stopped. It stopped me. Well, Fast stopped me like that. When I walked in, and by the way, before anybody says, "Yeah, but what do you know about swimming?" My high school sweetheart, Karen Cecil, swam in the 84 Olympics and the 86 Goodwill Games. I used to be her lap counter. She was a miler, and I was her lap counter at Dynamo Swim Club, one of the premier swim clubs in the country back in the early 80s in Atlanta, Georgia. I know my way around a swim meet. I've been to some great pools at Emory University, at Georgia Tech, numerous times at the O'Connell Center. Fast is a whole different animal, brother. A whole different animal.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out there and check it out. I've heard nothing but incredible things, and I've seen it, the complex from the road, and you can't believe the size. So yeah, I'm excited.
They have an actual pool. The pool there was the actual U.S. training pool that they moved from the U.S. training facility to Fast and reassembled it.
Yeah, I heard that, and I was like, I wonder why they did that. I guess that was a cheaper option than building one, or, I don't know much about it, but I did read that. I was like, oh, I'd like to see the YouTube video on that.
But just the fact that stuff like Fast exists and the Rotary Complex exists,
sure,
and camps like Marty Smith runs exist. And by the way, the Brantley camp for football exists in our area, where he brings in big-name people to come into the Brantley camp and everything. Youth sports are a big money maker in our area.
I don't know if they're all money makers.
Think about the hotel rooms. Think about the hotel heads in the beds that come in during all these Rotary tournaments and during these volleyball tournaments.
Oh, the
Brantley tournaments and everything. Youth sports make a lot of money for this community.
I got what you're saying now. I mean, I don't think the Rotary's making a lot, but you're right. All the restaurants that are around there and everything most certainly do. Yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
And Marty Smith does a good job out of CF, by the way. And Tim Ryan did a great job before he got his program snatched unceremoniously away from him.
There's no doubt about that. I completely agree with you, except for the snatched part. But that we could argue on, because we have and we will continue to argue about it.
Yeah, well, Tim Ryan was a hell of a basketball coach.
Hey, there are YouTube videos on it. I'll have to watch that.
What? Fast? Oh, yeah, there's YouTube videos on it.
Yeah, them building the pool.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
There is. So, I'm still, I told you, we started this conversation off the air this morning where I said, here it is, the day of the U.S. Open, and we hadn't talked about it all week, and I'm not excited about it. And ever since I've said that, all I've done is just, as we're having this interview the whole hour, I've been watching updates on the U.S.
Sure.
I'm getting excited.
Well, I knew you'd get fired up.
Excited.
You should.
Hey,
you should. I think it's pretty cool.
Did you hear, though, what the USGA's chief executive, Mike Wan, said yesterday in a interview where he was asked point blank? The question was, could you foresee a day where the USGA does not allow people from the LIV Golf Tournament to play in the, they're playing this week, but could you see a day in the future where they're not allowed to play in the U.S. Open? He goes, yeah, I could see that. I don't know what that day looks like, but to be honest with you, we're talking about, how different this game's changed in just 2 months. We've been doing this for 127 years, so I think everybody else that we work with, all the USGA members, they need a long-term view, and that long-term view could see people who are not in lockstep with our views or the views of other golf tournaments we're partnered, other golf organizations we're partners with. I can see them not being allowed to play in our tournament.
Yeah, I think they got a long way to go, but I think it's definitely possible.
But last week they said, you qualify, you can play.
Well, and I think that's just the case right now. I really don't expect that to change. Do you?
I hope not. I hope not. I hope the U.S. Open stays. If you qualify, we don't care what league you played in, what you've done. If you're a 2 handicap or lower, and you go to a qualifier and you qualify, you're able to play. Because that's how it's been for 127 years.
Yeah,
actually,
and to change
it changed. It +2 used to be +6, but still, now it's +2 because golfers have gotten better. But
as long as you can go to an Open, and it is called an Open, and just key it up and qualify, why can't you?
Yeah.
Right? If Tony Romo or John Smoltz can do it, why can't a professional golfer
remember,
plays on a different tour?
John Smoltz has tried to do it. Tony Romo's tried to do it. Justin Timberlake's tried to do it.
Sure.
Look.
And nobody stopped them.
If I was a -2 or better, I would go at least once to a qualifier, a district qualifier or something, just to see if I could even get in the district, do a district qualifier.
lot of people have. What's the harm?
I don't see the harm, but when asked the question, the executive director of the USGA said, the chief operating officer of the USGA said, I can see, and what got me about it was, golfers that don't play with us or partners of tours we're partners with. Did the PGA Tour write that for him and give it to him to read this when they ask you this question?
I think it was just an off-the-cuff remark that, I think his point was, if you take it in the full context, everything changes every single day. Let's see what happens.
So let me ask you this question, moving on. We're at inflation rates, the highest that we've seen in 40 years. Gas prices teetering around $4.85, 89, 90 cents a gallon in Florida. The Fed just raised the interest rate by 0.75%. We got a lot of problems going on in this country.
Sure.
And there's a congressional board, a oversight committee that has called Roger Goodell to testify in front of him about the scandal that is the Commander scandal. What the hell are they wasting about it? We got a lot of problems in this country, and what happened in the front office of the Washington Commanders ain't one of them.
Who cares? Who cares? You know what I mean? I mean, Daniel Snyder has never been a good guy.
He's not going to testify. By the way, Snyder said, I'm not coming. Sorry. Not going to do it.
No, he's like, I'm just, go ahead, subpoena me if you want.
But Goodell's going to testify, but it's going to cost. We know that one of these meetings, we saw it in the live version. I mean, it's not live on TV, but we know these meetings cost about $2 million a day just in actual cost. Why are we wasting $2 million a day of the taxpayers' money to find out that Daniel Snyder's a bad guy?
Yeah, and again, I think we really need to take a look at the Fed and see maybe they need to increase their timeline before they get the interest rate to 3.4. I'm interested to see what the stocks do today. Yesterday they kind of held steady after the 0.75%. But many are saying it's going to need to be a 4% overall raise just to get us to a recession so we can just combat inflation. We did snap our 5-day losing streak yesterday on the market, but there's much bigger issues.
Much bigger issues.
Baby formula.
Baby formula. There's all kind of bigger issues than the damn Washington Commanders.
We don't have enough refineries in this country. Let's have some meetings on refinery. You want infrastructure, right? People love that word. People absolutely think infrastructure is fantastic. Give me an infrastructure bill that adds 5 new refineries, 3 natural gas, 1 diesel and 1 gasoline refinery. I will pay a tax to do that because that'll give me my overall energy costs will go down so dramatically. Food costs go down, and everything associated, because nothing gets to your home without a truck, right? Let's focus on getting that down.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's a realistic thing that you could build if the red tape was removed in 2 years. And just the second that you okayed it, the cost of gas would go down because the speculation would go down, right? The rarity, WTI would drop by $10 to $20 a barrel. If you want to, so there you go. People are always, so how would you solve it? That's it. More refineries, more diesel refineries, more natural gas refineries, more gasoline refineries.
There's lots of we both agree there's a lot we could be doing to help this country besides interviewing Roger Goodell in front of Congress.
I mean, come on.
Without a doubt.
I can't stand it. Congress, stay in your lane.
I know.
Stay in your lane.
I know.
And that goes for Kat McCormick, who is mine. That goes for, Marco Rubio, Rick Scott, and DeSantis. You want to do something, do something. Get us some refineries.
In a story that I know that this guy moves the clock. I know he's the richest guy in the world. So I know that people listen to what he's, for some reason they want to hear what he has to say. But there was a huge article in the New York Times, New York Post, that they sat down with an interview with Elon Musk, and it goes, Elon Musk gives predictions for 2024 elections. Why do I care who Elon Musk thinks is going to win the 2024 elections?
Because of everything you said to introduce him. I will tell you, the generation after millennials, whatever you want to call them,
love this guy.
No, they worship this guy. my kids, both of my kids fall into that category, right? 18 and 21. I asked my son. I said, "Son, what kind of car do you want when you finally get a job and you can get off of your parents' bankroll?"
Tesla.
He goes, "Oh, I'm buying a Tesla." And I said, "Well, you can't afford a new one." He goes, "Well, then I won't buy a car." Because, a used, so I looked at this yesterday. So you can buy a used Tesla for about $12,000. Do you know how much it costs to put in a new battery set?
About $20,000.
Exactly. So now you're buying a used car for $32,000. That is typically 6 to 7 years old. And the technology of the Teslas in this last 6 or 7 years have dramatically changed.
Yep.
And in some cases, you have to replace all of the CPUs that are in it because the computer no longer allows updates from Tesla because they put a moratorium because Elon Musk likes to sell cars of 5 years. It's no longer supported by Tesla. So now you have to go to an off-brand and to an off-site to get your computer updated. So enjoy that electric vehicle that's supposed to be so good for the environment, but causes more harm because of the way they get the minerals. Good luck. And by the way, as much plastic.
What do you mean? Strip mining's not good?
Well, it's the petroleum that's used to build the car.
Strip mining's not
that's
good?
What people don't understand. People think oil only goes to your car. No, it goes to everything you basically touch in your house.
If you don't want oil to be in our world anymore, anything plastic that you have in your house must go.
Not just plastic. Anything petroleum-based.
Right. So a lot of stuff had, but just the one item that could put it in perspective for you. If you don't want if you don't want fossil fuel anymore, you don't want oil anymore, get rid of everything plastic in your home, and then get back with me on how much you have in your home. Anything that contains plastic has to go. Anything.
Right.
So, by the way, all those couch cushions that are filled with the foam that is a plastic base, couch got to go.
Sure.
TV that's a plastic case around the TV got to go.
You couldn't make shoes.
The
like
tub
and be able to wear shoes.
The washing tub in your wash machine that is no longer metal, it's made out of plastic. Wash machine got to go.
No, you couldn't make shoes. You
None
couldn't
of your
even have
shoes.
electrician's tape.
No.
Pillows? You can't make pillows.
Nope.
You couldn't even make a door. Right now, you couldn't even make a door.
That vinyl fence you put around your yard, gotta go.
That's right. That's right.
Those plastic irrigation pods that pop up to water your grass, gotta go.
Sure. Done. Yeah. So I again, give me distilleries. Give me 5 distilleries over the next 2 years. I can solve the energy crisis. Not just here.
I know 5
all
liquor.
over the world.
I know 5 liquor distilleries in our area. What do you need distilleries for? I can get you a liquor distillery, no problem.
That's fair. Not a fan of very many.
But that's the thing. People think that petroleum is just for your car. By the way, you get rid of petroleum, every asphalt road got to go.
Oh, geez.
Every asphalt road, not just one, all of them got to go.
Making concrete without oil is kind of difficult.
Yeah, concrete, got to go.
Well, you can make it. It's just you have to hand truck it. Right?
That's what I'm saying. You'd have to put in a wheelbarrow from a wheelbarrow from the concrete factory to the job site.
Because you can't make rubber without petroleum.
Without petroleum, can't do it.
You could try, but good luck getting all that gum out of that tree, that rubber tree.
People just don't understand how ingrained the fossil fuel world is.
But it's ingrained for a reason.
It's not gas. It's not just gas.
No, but again, let me make some more gasoline. I can change the world.
That vinyl pool
that wouldn't exist.
That's got to go. Your hot tub got to go.
Gas wouldn't exist. Yeah, none of that would work.
All got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, anybody that suffers from sleep apnea, your sleep apnea hoses and your mask and everything, got to go.
Your mask?
Got to go.
Yeah, done. Done.
Anybody that has emphysema or COPD and they have oxygen where they have the little plastic tube so they can breathe oxygen in their nose, dead because they don't have that anymore.
The bottle to hold your pills.
Yeah,
gone.
Your pill bottle, gone.
What are you going to make those out of? What are you going to make those out of? Glass? Good luck.
Well, you got to have fuel to create the fire get hot enough for to make the glass.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, no, you just have to chop down a whole lot more trees.
Still got to get fire. Well, you'd have to get really, really, really hot fire from those trees.
That's right.
You know, natural gas, propane, and all is the better fuel source for burning hot enough to do glass work.
I think I think I got a plan. Just allow me to create more gasoline out of these oils. Change the world. 5 new ones. And by the way, that's a great strategy to run on. Give me 5 new plants. Right? 5 new plants.
A year.
No, not a year. You don't need that. Because their capacity is so much. I need 5. Right? Again, 3 natural gas, 1 diesel, 1 gasoline.
All in the state of Florida.
I would lower the price. No, you could spread them out throughout the country, and you would lower gas by over $1 just by announcing it.
Well, something's got to happen
Just
because although I will tell you this, I noticed today that the gas station that I get gas at. The last time I bought it was a week ago. It was $4.79. Then it went to $4.89 the next day. I drove by this morning. It's back down to $4.75. So it has dropped 14 cents since it went up to $4.89 a week ago. So that is something. Okay. Now, I'll probably see it tomorrow. It'll be back to $4.99 or something. You never know.
It will be. It won't go up. It won't go up until July. For July
4th, right around the July 4th weekend. So, hey, what do you got planned?
How many refineries do you think there are in this country?
Well, I know there's 3 in Gary, Indiana. There's 3 in Gary, Indiana. There's 2 or 3 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I don't know.
No, there's not.
What do you mean?
Not. There's 1 in Indiana. There's none in the one in one you're talking about in New Jersey closed.
Oh, I thought there were 3 in Gary, Indiana, but they could be diesel, not all gas. It could be they're making something else there. But I know there's a lot of oil tanks and there's refineries in Gary, Indiana, just across Lake Michigan from Chicago.
Okay.
But yes, I don't know how many of them make just gasoline. I do not.
There's 1. There's 1 in Indiana.
So
gasoline, there are approximately 50 right now in the country that make all of the gasoline for the entire country.
Well, give me 5 more.
And exactly, increase it by 10%.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
Galen,
and by the way, you know that these oil companies would pay for it.
100%.
Just give them permission to do it.
Speaking of increasing, we need to increase the blood supply. So tell me where the bloodmobile is today.
Hey, today we're actually out in the shore, so come check us out there, right there at the Walmart. And as always, we're right on the boulevard, 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Give the gift of life, donate blood. We are in emergency need of all blood types, but especially type O.
Galen, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go enjoy the U.S. Open.
All right, bye all.
We'll be back at this time out with the guys from Vets Helping Vets. They're in the building. Oh, and we've been graced by His Highness. We'll talk to him next on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
As much of the country deals with the heat, parts of Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio will see temperatures up to 110 degrees on Thursday. The heat is projected to shift back westward and send temperatures soaring into the triple digits again from the plains to the Midwest to central states over the weekend and into next week. With inflation burning holes in America's wallet, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on Wednesday raised the rate at which banks get their money 0.75 percentage point.
The economy and the country have been through a lot over the past 2.5 years and have proved resilient. It is essential that we bring inflation down if we are to have a sustained period of strong labor market conditions that benefit all.
The French president, German chancellor, and Italian prime minister arrived in Kyiv, Ukraine Thursday in a show of solidarity against Russia's invasion. USA Radio News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's time for Farming Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. Carla Baker Thompson of Camilla, Georgia, spoke on behalf of all peanut farmers last week at a special hearing of the U.S. Senate Ag Committee on tariffs. She noted that the U.S. world peanut market showed a slight increase over the last year or so, but since 2015, the U.S. share of the world market has been declining. The implementation of non-tariff trade barriers in European Union and the United Kingdom have only exacerbated the problem. Those are non-tariff trade barriers. There are also tariffs beyond there. The world peanut market is very competitive, she said. Our major competitors, Argentina, Brazil, China, and India, are classified as developing countries by the World Trade Organization. This allows these developing countries to support their farmers at a higher level than allowed in the U.S.
Provocel fungicide from BASF allows growers to manage fungicide resistance in peanuts. BASF Technical Service Representative Abraham Fulmer explains who can use this product.
Provocel can be used by pretty much anyone growing peanuts. The really nice thing about Provocel is that it's very flexible and it can be adapted to a number of different programs out there and a number of different products. So the thing about Provocel is that it is a Group 3. The majority of the products used in the peanut market today for white mold and for leaf spot that are systemic products are Group 7 and Group 11. So Provocel can be used to bridge the gap between those 7 and 11s across the season. So it's very flexible and anyone can use it.
Contact your local BASF retailer or representative to learn more about Provocel or go to the BASF website, agriculture.basf.us. Always read and follow label directions.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
Unbeatable prices and events are popping up everywhere at Rural King. Like an antique steel fire pit for just $49.98. Or your choice of 27-foot tie-down ratchet straps, just $7.99 a piece. And don't miss taking a spin on the baddest mowers at our Lawn Mower Rodeo, Saturday, June 18th from 10 till 2. Must be 16 or older to ride. Shop now at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine today with a heavy thunderstorm by this afternoon. High today 92 to 95, then mainly clear tonight, low 74 to 78. Friday will be mostly sunny, high on Friday 90 to 92. Then look for thunderstorms in the afternoons Saturday and Sunday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.